88.5 Surf FM is now 11 minutes after the hour of 10 a.m. in Surface and Lucia, and of course the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to an extension of House Guests for today's Thursday, the 28th of September 2023. In studio with me is Miss Chrisentia Combie, Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union Education Committee representative. Good morning to you, and it's a pleasure to have you grace us here with your presence.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
For persons who are not fully aware, just a little bio of who you are, please.
My name is Miss Combie, as you have introduced me. Thank you for that. I am a member of the Education Committee of the Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union Limited. The Education Committee is a subcommittee of the Board of Directors of the Credit Union, and I'm also the chairperson of the 60th Anniversary Committee, Celebrations Committee of the Credit Union.
Nice. Just before we get into the 60th anniversary, we know that it's slated for December and a lot of activities are planned. And of course, to also celebrate Credit Union Month, where you guys have bank starting everything as early as October. But kindly speak to us regarding the ceremony which was held in terms of the bursary and the scholarship program, which sees you, of course, as a representative of that committee.
Okay, so the credit union has evolved in terms of assisting with education. We appreciate and understand that the development of any country is fundamentally based in its human resource. And so we've offered three categories of scholarships. We have a tertiary level education scholarship. Well, they're in categories. The Ignatius Lafayette Scholarship is named after a long-serving general manager and a director himself. We have the Hubert King Scholarship, who was a president of the board as well. And we also have Father Chauvet Scholarship. Father Chauvet is the founding priest. He planted the seed of the idea of that society back in the day, and which has grown to what it is today. Okay, so we have both full scholarships paid for in the tertiary level department, and in secondary we have scholarships for top common in CPEA, I'm in the New Times CPEA scholar, and other bursaries for students who have attained incredible academic achievement. The hope is that with the assistance, students will be motivated to continue performing. It's a progressive bursary and scholarship program. So at the end of each term, there is a progress report. There's guidance and checkup to ensure that those students become stars in whichever area that they choose to focus on.
Okay. Permit me to actually ask you, is there a special criteria? Because we know most of the times it's targeted as an initiative for the underprivileged, or should I say the less fortunate as well? Maybe could you speak to that as well?
Well, not necessarily underprivileged for all of it. There's also the matrification process. You have to achieve. So we have a process. Every scholarship holder the parent must be a member of the Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union. They submit their application with their grades, and of course, you ascertain your need, but as part of merit as well, to celebrate a member who has achieved greatness. So we have various criteria. So the tertiary level education scholarships, for instance, you would have had to perform at a level at secondary school to be accepted at the tertiary institution. And so it's based on your performance as well as need.
Thank you so much for that clarification. Would you say this year that you saw an expansion to that?
Well, the scholarship program, sadly, the applicants for tertiary level education are not as many from our basin. But we did see an increase in the number of applicants. The credit union offers a total, I cannot remember the total of how many right now. But we did give as many as the program allowed within the budget. Okay.
Taking you back to where, and of course, you have to be a member to profit from such an initiative. Speak to us in terms of membership for persons who actually are not yet members of the credit union, that is, of course. So please walk us through the processes.
Okay, so to become a member of the Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union, you would have to work with your two forms of ID. There are provisions for when two forms are not available. You would have to have a utility bill that speaks to your address and your name. Um, we start with $100 membership fee, $100 share fee, and $5 for your miscellaneous. Well, there used to be passbooks before, but there are no passbooks now. But to be in the system, um, and of course, you have two categories. You have the minor accounts where the parents um, open an account for their child. We have the education, special education accounts for that as well. And you also have an independent opener who can begin from 16. So you have your NIC number at 16 and you're able to open an account then.
Okay, obligations of a credit union, specifically, because a lot of the times, individuals, they may have a keen interest in wanting to actually open an account, but then they're not too sure, especially in terms of the money, when you have to think of the shares, the dividends, and patri-
Patronage refund.
patronage fund, and so many things. And sometimes they may actually be a little negligent. So I'm happy you're here and you will help guide that process for them. A lot of the times, persons want to put that money somewhere. They want to actually watch your cents grow into dollars for correction, but then they're still like undecided of what to do.
Okay, so the Choiseul Credit Union, its boundaries are based geographically. So you have to have some affiliation according to the act with Choiseul or Soufre. So you would have to be residing, working. Your relatives are from the area, and so you basically your proof of address or your affiliation to Soufre, you just come in, you present. It would be easier if you come in with all the required documents, and we have our receptionist area, customer care service persons who would deal with opening the account for you.
To an extent, I can agree with you, but also you have to think of, for example, we are Shozelians, yes, and there may be a few other persons from Shoza, but what if you have migrated out of Shoza, but you still want to come back home and actually have, that incentive to open your account right there? What are the eligibilities?
Yes, as long as you can show affiliation too. You attended Choiseul Secondary, you grew up, your grandfather is Mr. Joe from the village, you show affiliation to Choiseul or Soufre, because now our boundaries have extended to Soufre.
Okay, nice. The exciting part of it all, we kick off the anniversary of Credit Union Month, October. Excitedly, tell us what is being offered for the members, or is it just only limited to the members? I keep
Well,
seeing a smile.
the celebration, of course, is for the members because the credit union is membership based, and so we're hoping that persons who are not members would join this institution that has transformed
That's
from
the
a very
catch.
very small after church society to $1 million institution. So we begin the celebrations this weekend with the one activity we have all agreed to, which is begin with church. It's church weekend. Every member of the Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union Limited will attend their church, whichever church you go to with your credit union shirt. So we've been giving shirts for AGM or the activities. So once you have something that says Choiseul Credit Union from way back when up to today, you get to wear it to church to celebrate because the institution did begin in the Choiseul Catholic Church.
Could you speak to the other activities as
Okay,
well,
so
apart from
apart
this
from that,
celebration?
so what we have done The education committee has worked in collaboration with the 60th anniversary committee. So the activities are not just celebration, but also member driven. So we look forward to the promos for new members. The ads will be coming out. Everybody who's interested in becoming part of this successful institution, you get your requirements ready, because we will be offering something special for new members. The something is not yet agreed upon, because with everything there is bureaucracy, there's a procedure, so the board has to agree, and but that's our plan. The something is coming. We also plan to have our sporting activity. The credit union used to host cricket activity at Delse every year. We're not sure if the venue will remain in Delse, but we're looking forward to that. Cricket is the sport of Choiselians, and we do support the Choiseul Craft Masters. The credit union is actually the owner of the Craft Masters. So we also have, in celebration, we hope that members go to support the Craft Masters in this year's SPL that commences on October 13th, right in Credit Union Month. That means we're going to win again. Um, and we want to have another formal activity. The nature of it, we will look at as we go along, because we have several of our own activities. Credit Union Month, we have Creole Heritage, we have several other activities that fit. So we, as usual, choose to marry all of this into our cultural and social activities that already exist. So to be announced, everything else on stream. But look forward to a sporting activity, a social activity, and a formal celebration for sure. But definitely on Sunday, everybody is going to church.
Funny enough, I was about to ask you in terms of Koyol when we're looking at corporate responsibilities. But like you did say, a lot of things are planned and still in the pipeline as well.
Yes.
I want to ask you in terms of the AGM. I know it was held recently.
Yes, the AGM was held. It was our 31st AGM. Um, I think the members are happy with their dividends and their patronage refund amounts. We have, well, the board members, we had exiting board members, including myself. I was the vice president of the board, but I had served my 2 terms period. And so we have replacement members of the board.
What would you like to see unfold with the Choiseul Credit Union? And it's a hard asked question. What makes the Choiseul Credit Union different from other credit unions?
The Choiseul Credit Union grew out of the passion of Choiselians. It stands out because we were a bit territorial of this establishment. Starting off officially registered as a cooperative in 1970, with 109 members, we are now 8,000 strong. What makes us special is that we appreciate that this institution belongs to us. The credit union values development of all aspects of its community. We have investments in sports. As you heard, we're the owners of the Craft Masters cricket team for the St. Lucia SPL. We support the local cricket tournaments. There's one that is supposed to be ongoing. Um, we support schools with their graduation. Choiseul Credit Union also supports the Soufre Comprehensive Secondary School in its school feeding program, which is not very heavily supported by the ministry because we are just receiving some subvention. It's actually a primary school program that has been extended to us. So Choiseul Credit Union has supported that. Education also with the numerous bursaries and scholarships which we have presented. We support businesses. A lot of our businesses in the Soufre Basin and in Choiseul are funded with support from Choiseul Credit Union. So what makes us extra special is we are integral to the development of every facet of our Choiseul Soufre society.
Thank you so much for that. We know there are always hurdles, challenges. Um, can you best tell us in terms of we saw what COVID-19 did financially? How were you all, or are you all still able to actually, relieve yourself from such challenges as well? And what was really put in place for the members?
So COVID-19 was extra special, as we know. We did have our moratoriums and financial arrangements for members who were financially challenged. Given that a lot of our members in Soufrière and Choiseul are hotel workers, there was an impact in terms of payment. The country was shut down. We have farmers not being able to go out, fishermen. So the restrictions did impact us financially like everybody else. Our members were not very happy to hear, interest rates at less than what they hoped for then, but we have recovered nicely. And our members are loyal because one of the principles is that you pay promptly. We do have members who are delinquent. It's a challenge, and we're hoping to target that. But we have recovered significantly enough from COVID-19 to stand and say, here we are, we've survived it.
88.5 bars of FM, 27 minutes after the hour of 10 a.m. in Surface and Lucia and the Eastern Caribbean. If you are just joining us, good morning. Again, with me is Miss Chrisentia Combie from the Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union Education Committee representative. I would love for you at this very moment to engage in a dialogue if there is anything you wish to leave the listening audience with. And I know you need to maybe make an appeal because here, like all institutions, would love to have an expansion to the membership.
Okay, so an appeal to members come out, Choiseul persons, Choiseul and Soufrière. The conversation on expanding our boundaries to be national has been a challenge because some members are not too open. And we are membership based organization. It's a democratic organization. Major decisions of the credit union are made at the annual general meetings, and members have not bought into the idea of opening out the credit union to the rest of the nation. However, given the financial market, the direction in which finance is going, this is a conversation which must be had, and the credit union must tread very carefully and strategically if the move is to be made. So we implore members to educate themselves and to be aware that as a membership based organization, whatever the future of the organization depends heavily on the actions of the members. And so we would love that the Father Chauvet and the group of persons who took a chance, the members who signed to have this organization registered, three of whom are still alive, they took a chance and they gave up a lot of their time. A credit union is run on the principle of voluntarism. It's the first principle where persons like me, I am not employed there, but we give up our time to ensure that the business of the credit union runs. So the members who are there, we implore that they come to the AGM, they educate themselves, they are informed, so we can look at how best we expand this institution to be even greater than it is today.
Okay. I will also give you this opportunity. We know it's a long weekend. Again, you did reiterate kicking off the activities for credit union awareness. Any change in terms of the operating hours? We know the Monday is a holiday as well, and persons are a bit curious. Will there be any alternation with the operating hours for the weekend?
The weekend, no, Monday is a holiday. It is Thanksgiving, and that's why we're very big on marrying the opening of Credit Union Month to this weekend as well. It's a time of Thanksgiving for the sacrifice of the volunteers, for the sacrifice of the persons, the pioneers before the visionaries. And so we would like everybody to come out to celebrate on Sunday at church, and on Monday you give some thanks and you have a good family day.
How would you like to close?
I would like to close by saying Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union Limited is committed to making lives better, as our motto states, and we hope that our members, the institution belongs to us, that we celebrate it. And for the next few months, when we're celebrating 60 years of this milestone, we hope that all our members are out there supporting, representing, and wearing their shirts, and also join the Craft Masters because we're taking it home again. We're the defending champions. So we love you and we expect that we get some love back this October.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Miss Combie. At this time, there is nothing more for me to say, but it is now 10:30 a.m. in Surface and Lucia and the Eastern Caribbean. A wonderful dialogue it has been indeed. And let me thank the listeners for joining me here on this extension of House Guest, the 28th day of September 2023. And then, of course, please, like we did indicate earlier on, find yourself giving thanks on the weekend and pay homage, especially the members of the Choiseul Credit Union. We're out. Have a blessed and productive day. Thank you once more.